what a movie. There's a lot of things to talk about and a lot of things not to talk about. So today I'm here to talk to you about Avengers Infinity War, directed by the Russo brothers. This is the 19th film in the Marvel franchise. That's insane, there's so many of them. But today I'm here to talk to you about a little spoiler-free review as best as I can. This is a very spoiler-heavy movie, so it was really hard to come up with the story, kind of the setup, some of my pros and my cons, but I honestly just want to give you a kind of a heads up that this is a spoiler-free review. So how to describe this plot? This is really hard to do. So we have the cosmic side. It starts out right when Thanos confronts Loki and Thor. You see that at the very end of Thor Ragnarok. So you can see that there's going to be some kind of altercation there. Meanwhile on Earth, you have several Earth heroes noticing a distress signal in the multiverse in the galaxy. They're saying that there's a problem going on. So you see Tony Stark kind of rekindling his relationship with Pepper Potts, trying to as best as he can, but he gets roped into something else. And then meanwhile, you have on the other side of the galaxy, you have the Guardians of the Galaxy sent off pretty much on this little mission to pretty much listen to the Asgards, you know, getting attacked by Thanos. So pretty much they're all coming together in a weird way. But how they all really come together is Thanos has generals, and these generals are really seeking for the Infinity Stones. And these stones, this is pretty much what this entire movie is all about. Thanos is looking for the stones. So you have the Space Stone, you have the Reality Stone, you have the Power Stone, you have the Mind Stone, you have the Soul Stone, and you also have the Time Stone. And so those are the stones that Thanos is after, and his generals are sent after in several parts of the galaxy to search for these stones. So that's all I really want to tell you about this plot, because I really don't want to tell you about anything else, because there are many characters you meet, many characters that you haven't seen in a long time. There's some deaths in this movie, and that's what this movie's all about. And yeah, this review is not as fun because I'm not talking about deaths. But I want to talk about some of the pros and cons of this movie that really actually I can say without spoiling anything. So let's first go with the pros. I actually really liked the Russo brothers, how they portrayed all of the characters and how well paced everything was for the most part. I think that with such a massive scale, this is 19 movies, and this is the the zenith of the 19th movies, or this is the zenith of the 19 movies. So you see all these characters, crunched together in this space in this one movie, and that's kind of intense. You have to give everyone kind of equal amount of time. Obviously, you have several people like Tony Stark or Captain America or Peter Quill having a little bit more screen time because they're kind of the main characters of their groups. So obviously you'll see that. But for the most part, the Russo brothers did really, really well at kind of balancing the time and everyone in it. The character development was really well done. I thought that this was one of the best parts of this movie, because I was kind of worried going in, thinking that this movie was going to be really flooded with so many characters, and as we've seen multiple times, especially with villains, having multiple villains is not a great thing, so they balanced it very well. A second thing I would like to point out is that I really liked the score. The score was really intense and really fit the mood for several of the scenes and the entire movie itself. I thought that the score, obviously you have the Avengers kind of theme song, but it made it in a darker, more sinister tone, because this is a very serious thing, and there's repercussions behind a lot of these things. Another thing I really enjoyed was, overall, I thought that Thanos, Josh Brolin, and also his generals did a really fantastic job of being daunting, at least for the most part. I thought that Thanos had a really good backstory in this movie, and you get more of that, and that's what's so cool about that. And so you understand a little bit where he's coming from. And so that's what this entire thing is set up for. But that being said, let's move on to the cons. Now, several of the cons being that I thought that some of the power levels were a little strange. And I'm not going to get into details, but for the most part, several characters, several heroes that we have, and several generals, there's a little mismatch of who's fighting who and what's going on. Especially one scene in particular, which I'm not going to spoil, but near the beginning of the movie was several generals and some Earth heroes, and it is really strange how that worked, because the power levels were really wonky, and I thought that was a little weird. Another thing is that although I really thought this movie was hilarious and I really liked several parts, I don't know if I liked the tone. I like that is comedic, because obviously that's what Marvel's all about. They have those, you know, witty one-liners coming from everybody, it seems. From Peter to Drax to Tony Stark to Benedict Cumberbatch to Spider-Man. There's so many people in this movie that, you know, say these funny one-liners. But at the same time, the tone is very serious. And I don't know if some of the times that matched up. And that's where I worried a little bit about some of the tone. I really loved it because I really liked the comedy quite a lot. But I also, at the same time, I felt there was a conflicting side there. But overall, that's pretty much my review. I know this was not the greatest review because I really couldn't get too deep into spoilers. But I think this is a movie that's definitely worth your time. I give this movie a 4 out of 5. I need to rewatch it. I really liked it. I enjoyed it. I watched it with several friends. I'm actually pretty tired right now because I went at like 11 o'clock, and so I got out at like 1:50 or something, and definitely talked for about 40 minutes with my friends. And so, yeah, I want to hear your thoughts down on Avengers Infinity War. What did you think? Did you enjoy it? Do you want me to do a spoiler review? Tell me down below if you want me to do that. If I get any hits on that, then I might do that. So, but for the most part, I really enjoyed this movie. Definitely go check this movie out. I want to hear your thoughts down below. What did you think of my review? And don't forget to give this video a like. Don't forget to comment down below. Don't forget to share this video and also subscribe. And I'll see you next time. I'm not jonesing around.